We are always happy to have News 8 meteorologist Michelle Podell joining us on the morning show. She's got one of those questions that you have asked.
I do, and today it's actually not a weather question.
Oh.
It's about mayflies, everyone's favorite subject. This question comes from Darren via Facebook, and he wants to know, why are mayflies called mayflies when we don't see them until June or July? And you know what?
Such a good question.
It is a good question. It's a question I get a lot. And I did a little bit of research because I'm not a mayfly expert.
Right.
But here is what I came up with. Now, first of all, just want to show you this little critter in case you forgot what he looked like. This is a mayfly. We see them several times. Bill thinks they're cute.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're with Bill or you're with us. You're like, ugh, not a big fan. But let me tell you a little bit about what I found about how they get their names. Now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, but it comes from the Greek, meaning short-lived, daily. And then the other part of the word means wing. Okay. So that's one source that I found. Also, at one point, mayflies were called dayflies because they only live for 24 hours, or some species only live for 24 hours. And then the other thing that I found about why they're called mayflies is because their peak hatch is when the Mayflower begins to bloom, or it's also called a hawthorn. So that's part of the reason why they're called a Mayflower. Now, a lot of places actually see them in May. Well, we don't see them until June or July, but we can see them May through August, even September in spots. So it doesn't really have a lot to do with what time of the year or what month. Right. So there's just a couple meanings there. Now, I've got a couple interesting facts for you. Since we're already talking about mayflies, I've been going through a lot of this information, wanted to show you. The recording of mayflies has a very long history. There's written evidence in something called the Epic of Gilgamesh about mayflies all the way back from 2000 BC. And they have been mainly an unchanged species for 350 million years, and that's before dinosaurs.
So wow, okay, these little fellas been around for a while.
A while, yes. There's more than 2,000 different species of mayflies. They live and breed in freshwater habitats, both flowing and still water, and they need unpolluted water to live. So if you're not getting mayflies, that's not a good thing for the river. We always hear that if you're seeing mayflies, that means healthy river. Right. So they don't want to live in the unpolluted water. Okay. So that's actually a good thing to see those mayflies. This I thought was really interesting. Adult mayflies have no mouth parts or gills, so they don't eat.
Well, when you only live a day,
they only live a day, and their function is to reproduce. And after they reproduce, they die.
Odd. Interesting.
But they are very essential links to our food chain. Birds, fish, bats, and spiders all eat them.
So depressing, really.
It is.
Isn't
but
so sad?
They seem all right. They don't know any different.
You got one day to live, and you're really just the target of being eaten.
So maybe think that when you go, oh, gross, mayflies, go feel a little bad for the guys.
When you showed that picture, that one alone by itself, not so bad. Yeah. It's when they're like
swarms.
1,000 of them, and they crunch under your feet. That's when they're not so pleasant, really. All right, well, that was a great question. Not necessarily about weather, but you encourage that. Yeah, if you have a question you'd like to ask Michelle.
Well, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at News 8 Michelle. Otherwise, find me on Facebook like Darren did. You can find me at News 8 This Morning, that page, or our Storm Team 8 weather page, or you can find my page, WKBT Michelle Podell. And as we said, doesn't need to necessarily be about weather. Can be about science, can be about the station. Send them my way. I'll do my best to answer them. All right.